You won't even blink before this tale sucks you in. Imagine chilling on your inherited lakeside spot, rod in hand, when a self-appointed neighborhood dictator storms up, accuses you of being a child-lurking creep, and dials 911 like she's busting a cartel. All because your peaceful fishing violates her imaginary rules. But here's the gut-punch twist that had me cackling in disbelief. That land she's protecting? It's all mine, including her precious McMansion and the whole snobby enclave she lords over. Buckle up, folks, because this isn't just a HOA horror story. It's a masterclass in how one entitled Karen's ego balloon pops spectacularly when reality reels her in like a trophy base. It all kicked off on a crisp Sunday dawn in the sleepy suburbs of Western Oregon, where the air smells like pine and possibility, but the vibes laced with that undercurrent of HOA paranoia that turns neighbors into spies. I'd been holed up in my late grandpa's cozy cabin for a solid 4 months, trading my chaotic tech job in Portland for remote gigs and the kind of quiet that resets your soul. Grandpa Elias, God rest his salty old fisherman spirit, always called this patch his untouchable slice of heaven, a modest spread hugging crescent pond, where the water laps lazily against the dock like it's whispering secrets. I'm Alex Rivera, mid-30s software whiz with a knack for debugging code and, apparently, human nonsense. After inheriting the place, I ditched the city grind, figuring I'd code by day and cast lines at dawn. No drama. The adjacent Crescent Pond Estates? A cookie-cutter development of 25 full luxury homes, all vinyl siding and manicured lawns, where folks paid premium for community harmony, enforced by bylaws thicker than a phone book. They seemed distant enough, until that morning when harmony came marching my way in yoga pants. I was perched on my rickety folding chair, thermos of black coffee steaming in the chill, line dipping into the glassy pond where bass liked to tease. The mist was lifting, birds chirping their morning playlist, and for a hot second, life felt scripted from one of those feel-good ads. Then, crunching gravel and raised voices shattered it. "Hey, you there. What in the world do you think you're doing?" The shout sliced through the peace like a bad alarm. I glanced up to see her. Veronica Hale, late 40s, power walking like she owned gravity itself, blonde bob helmet perfect, clad in knockoff Lululemon that screamed, "Trying too hard." Flanking her were 2 hesitant sidekicks, a paunchy guy in cargo shorts clutching a phone, and a mousy woman with a notebook, both looking like they'd rather be anywhere else. Veronica's stride was all business, hips swaying with that faux authority swagger HOA presidents perfect in front of mirrors. "Excuse me," I replied, reeling in my lines slowly, keeping my tone even. No need to escalate over what had to be a mix-up. She halted 10 feet away, hands on hips, chin jutted like a drill sergeant. "This is private community recreation space for Crescent Pond Estates residents only. You're not from around here, are you? What's your business lurking by the water at this hour? We've got families with kids nearby. Can't be too careful these days." I set my rod down, stifling a chuckle at the absurdity. Lurking? I was in plaid flannel and waders, not a trench coat. "Ma'am, no lurking here. This is my property. Inherited it from my grandpa Elias Rivera. The cabin's right up the hill. I've lived here full-time since November." Her eyes narrowed into slits, lips pursing like she'd sucked a lemon. "Your property? Oh honey, that's cute. Anyone can spin a yarn about dead relatives and deeds. This pond's shared amenity, per HOA covenants. Non-residents aren't welcome. Show me your resident ID or pack up." The sidekicks shifted uncomfortably, the guy mumbling something about maybe checking the map, but Veronica shot him a glare that could wilt steel. I gestured toward the cabin, visible through the trees. "ID? Lady, I own the deed. Papers are inside if you want to see 'em. Happy to clear this up over coffee." She let out a bark of laughter, theatrical and echoing across the water, scaring off a flock of ducks. "Coffee? With a stranger who's probably squatting? I'm Veronica Hale, HOA president, elected 3 terms running because I keep this community safe and orderly. I know every deed holder here, you're not on the list. Now vacate or I'll have to involve authorities. We don't tolerate vagrants disrupting our tranquility." Vagrants? Tranquility? The irony hit like a slap. Her screeching was the only disruption. I tried de-escalating again. Ms. Hale, let's not jump to conclusions. Walk with me to the house. I'll prove it. No need for drama. She crossed her arms, shaking her head like I was a naughty toddler. Drama? This is protocol. I'm not following some random man into the woods. If you don't leave in the next minute, I'm calling the cops. Your choice. Call them, I said calmly, picking up my rod again. They'll sort it faster than we can argue. I figured no sane person wastes 911 on a fishing dispute. But Veronica? She whipped out her iPhone, dialed with flair, and switched to her victim voice, quivering, urgent. Yes, emergency? There's a suspicious individual refusing to leave our private community pond. He's been watching the area, near homes with children. I feel threatened. He might be armed with fishing gear or something. Send someone quick. I stared, jaw slack. Armed with fishing gear. She twisted a grandpa's hobby into a Dateline episode. As she hung up, smirking triumphantly, I realized this wasn't about boundaries. It was her ego trip, weaponizing safety to flex control. Little did she know, she'd just cast her line into a shark tank. The sheriff's deputy rolled up 20 minutes later, lights off, looking more annoyed than alarmed. Deputy Ramirez, a no-nonsense Latina in her 40s, stepped out, eyeing the scene. Me sipping coffee, Veronica pacing like a caged tiger, her minions fidgeting. What's the issue here? She asked, notepad ready. Veronica launched in, gesturing wildly. This man's trespassing on HOA property. Claims he owns it, but that's absurd. We're protecting our families. Think of the children. I handed over my driver's license. Officer, this is my land. Inherited last year. Happy to show the deed if we head to the cabin. Ramirez nodded, but Veronica interjected. Don't believe him. He's probably forged it. We need him removed now, for the community's sake. The deputy sighed, that world-weary exhale of someone who's refereed too many petty feuds. Ma'am, I'll verify. Mr. Rivera, stay put for now. Ms. Hale, back off while I check records. She radioed in my info, confirming the basics, then suggested I avoid the pond temporarily to cool things. I agreed, why poke the bear? But as Ramirez drove off, Veronica's smirk returned. See? Even the law agrees. Stay away or next time it's citations. By noon, a neon pink violation slip was slapped on my door. Unauthorized use of community amenity. $150 fine. Cease immediately or face escalation. V. Hail, President. I crumpled it, laughing bitterly. Fining me for my own pond? Her audacity was comedy gold, if it wasn't so infuriating. Time to dig deeper. Grandpa Elias was a meticulous old coot. Files galore in his dusty office. I rifled through yellowed folders, unearthing the 1983 deed. 50 acres, pond included, all in his name, passed to me. But the survey map? Jackpot and bombshell. The lines snaked far beyond my cabin, engulfing the entire estate's development. My heart raced. I owned their cul-de-sacs, their picket fences, their precious community center. Veronica's McMansion, squatting on my dirt. Laughter bubbled up, manic and freeing. Grandpa's old quip echoed. Some folks build empires on borrowed sand. Alex, let 'em. Till the tide comes. A lease folder revealed the rest. 1,985 agreement letting developers build on leased land, with me retaining pond rights and termination clauses for breaches like interference with owner's access. Harassment? Check. False reports? Double check. Veronica wasn't just wrong. She was my unwitting tenant, bullying the landlord. While I plotted, she ramped up her smear tour. From my window, I spied her door-to-door, arms flailing, painting me as the neighborhood bogeyman. He's unstable, probably dealing drugs from that shack. By evening, friendly waves turned to averted eyes. The mousy minion even shot me a pitying glance before scurrying away. Enter Mrs. Patel, the 68-year-old widow next door, bearing a tin of homemade samosas. Elias put up with this nonsense in the 90s, she whispered over tea. Veronica tried the same, patrols, fines, cops. He let her parade her idiocy, then dropped the lease bomb at a block party. Watched her deflate like a bad soufflé. I grinned. Sounds like a plan. Mrs. Patel winked. Patience, dear. Her type thrives on drama. Feed it till she chokes. Tuesday brought the farce to 11. Veronica assembled her vigilance committee. 8 residents in neon vests, armed with flashlights and whistles, staking out the path to my pond like it was Area 51. Hand-painted signs, private HOA zone. Intruders prosecuted. She directed like a discount Spielberg. If he approaches, log it, call backup. We're safeguarding our way of life. I tested the waters, literally, strolling out with my tackle box at dusk. Chaos ensued. Veronica leaped up, blowing her whistle like a lifeguard spotting a shark. Halt! This is restricted. Turn back or face consequences. Ms. Hale, I said mildly. You're spot on, this is private property. She beamed, missing the jab. Finally, admitting defeat. Good, now scram. Mrs. Patel ambled over, chuckling. Veronica, love, remember Elias? Same song, different verse. He let you exhaust yourself with these theatrics. Veronica puffed up. That old fool? Irrelevant. We're empowered now. Drones? Apps, the works. Her crew murmured doubts, one whispering, is this really necessary? But she rallied, outsiders erode our values. Stand firm. I shrugged. Enjoy the fresh air, folks. Holler if you need bug spray. Back inside, I documented it all, photos, notes. Her clown show was building my case, one ridiculous whistle blast at a time. By Thursday, Deputy Ramirez returned, face etched with fatigue. Formal complaint filed, Mr. Rivera. Ms. Hale claims you violated a community restraint. Wants you arrested for stalking. Veronica arrived minutes later, entourage in tow, wielding a binder thick as a Bible. Evidence. Photos of him lurking. Statements calling him a menace. Enforce the rules, deputy. Ramirez listened, then turned. Deed, please. I handed over the packet. She cross-checked on her tablet, eyes widening slightly. Ms. Hale, records confirm. Mr. Rivera owns this. All of it, including your development per the lease. Veronica blanched, then exploded. Fake. Forgery. I'll sue the county, the sheriff. Everyone. This threatens our orderly society. After she raged off, calling reporters mid-tirade, Ramirez lingered. She's unhinged, but procedural. Document more, her threats are gold. I nodded. Veronica craved spotlight. I'd gift her a supernova. The climax hit the following Monday. Veronica's press event in the estate's green space. News van idling, her in a power suit, flanked by reluctant residents. We're under siege by a rogue element flouting our covenants, she declared to the camera, voice cracking with faux emotion. Law enforcement fails us. Time for citizen action. 24/7 watches, surveillance cams on his every move. I timed my saunter perfectly, folder in hand. Pardon. Got docs that might clarify? She shrieked. There. The threat lurks. Arrest him. The reporter, sensing ratings, probed. Ms. Hale, he claims ownership. Organizing, spying, legal. He's delusional, she spat. Enter Ramirez, cruiser pulling up. Veronica crowed. Deputy, record this. Haul him away. Ramirez stepped forward, stone-faced. Ms. Hale, you've filed false reports, orchestrated harassment, threatened illegal surveillance. That's criminal, harassment, defamation. No, we have rights, Veronica wailed. I interjected calmly. As tenants on my leased land, yes, but not to bully the owner. Ramirez nodded. Leave his property now or cuffs. Her allies melted away. Defeated, she stammered. I resign as president. Sorry for misunderstandings. Ramirez, banned from his land. Violate, jail. She slunk off, the camera capturing her crumble. The reporter grilled Mrs. Patel. These HOA tyrants think they're gods till the deed drops. Months later, peace reigned. New HOA head signed a respect pact. Veronica flipped her house and vanished, tail tucked. I fish daily, pondering Grandpa's wisdom. Victory's sweetest when egos self-destruct. So, tell me, in a world of overzealous HOAs, is there ever justification for weaponizing rules with lies and cops? Or does true community start with checking your facts first? Who's the real villain here? The quiet owner or the loud protector? Drop your take below. Did I handle it right, or would you have evicted the lot?